good morning. This is Title Talk 2.0. All right. We are now hopefully coming to you live with sound.
Hopefully. Thank you, Carol, for
Yes,
giving us the update
yes.
on that so we didn't do another 20-minute talk and
Yeah.
have
Hopefully
nobody.
you guys can hear us now this time. We are Inspired Title. My name is Drew.
And my name is Amy.
We are coming to you here from our studios at Inspired Title Group in Palos Heights. We are using one of our convenience closing offices here that we share in the building, and getting ready to kick off the holiday season.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about what's coming up in the holiday. Like you guys, we're winding down a crazy year.
Crazy is a good word.
Would you call it crazy year?
I would say crazy, busy, kind of blobby.
Kind of blobby. Blobby is good. Yeah.
But we're getting through it. It's sure. We've been lucky enough to be busy, and the busyness has come with some stress. But I think we're weeding through it, and we're excited about the growth that's happening. But
we're dressed for our holiday party.
We have a holiday party today, COVID style.
We don't normally dress like this. Right?
We should maybe.
We should.
I mean, I wear pugs all the time.
And I wear T-Rex sweaters all the time.
And in case you missed, I kind of talked about
this is important.
This is super important. So when I first started here, my coworker Miguel gave me the nickname Princess.
Yes.
Because obviously I get everything I want all the time.
Everything.
So, to commemorate that, I got myself a tiara.
Wow.
For my Christmas hat. Thank you,
awesome.
Dollar Tree.
That's awesome. So we are coming again to talk about the title world. We're coming here to talk about some fun facts. We got some good questions and answers today. We're talking a little bit about our Inspired Title Giving Back. I think there's going to be some really great things to talk about there, and planning for next year as well. We have some pretty exciting opportunities coming up to share with you guys as well.
We do.
Our company highlights and quotes of the day and all of that fun. So I think it's going to be a crazy next couple weeks.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be something that we are hoping that we leapfrog into next year with some excitement and some positivity and some joy. And as Amy said, we've been really busy, and we're thankful for that. We were deemed as essential workers.
Yeah, which was something, it was weird when this first started.
Yeah.
Because,
for sure.
When COVID first happened, they were saying, if there were cars parked in businesses, it didn't seem as essential. There was going to be people coming in and, shutting down. But then we found out that title companies actually are essential.
Yep.
We were driving around with, letters in our car in case we got pulled over because it was just weird. It's something that if you would have told me 20 years ago that something like this would be happening in the world, I probably would have laughed in your face.
No way.
And I'm thinking about what happens to the next generation. How are they gonna remember this, and what are they? Is this gonna be their? It's weird. My brain goes through these roller coasters of what reality is.
It is very bizarre. It's a very reality.
This is our reality.
We're definitely thankful to be as busy as we are, and we're excited to be coming here live to you guys today.
Mm-hmm.
So. I think that we're going to move into a part that Amy and I both really enjoy talking about is some questions and answers, and some of these are formulated from our listeners and some of the people that we've talked to over the week, and different points and topics that come up for conversation that we figured would be helpful for you guys to learn and give you guys some information on. So,
how many feet are in an acre?
How many feet are in an acre?
How many square feet?
Oh, square feet. Okay.
Are in an acre. This is not to put you on the spot. I just found this out. I do not know this
answer. Is it not
answer.
something like 3... Am I close?
No.
5. 5,000... I knew this number because I dealt it. What is it?
43,560 square feet in an acre.
Okay, there you go.
Sorry, that's another fun fact.
Yeah.
I'm done now.
That's great.
Now we can go into what you want to do.
Okay. All right, we're going to go with our question and answers, and some of the things that Amy has are some terms, and I have some things that are some industry terms that you might hear, but they're kind of the letter representation of those. You'll see a lot of people talking about what's an arm. It's not the thing on the side of your body.
It is.
No. Well, it is. But there's also, it's an adjustable rate mortgage. So those type things that you hear are industry terms that you will maybe not be familiar with. And we're going to try to
answer a couple questions.
Yeah, go through a couple of those and paint a couple pictures for you to help you maybe better understand those if you're ever confronted with these things. So, throw out a
my
term
nerdiness
or definition you got.
Certificate of title. We might have touched on that
a little bit
last week.
That was back in the Torrens days.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a little bit, but it's one of those words that pops up where it's different than a deed, but it's a legal way of showing ownership of a property.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of trumps all kinds of current stuff that's done, because it just kind of goes way back to history to kind of give you all the, if it's a condo rider, or if it's a covenants conditions, it's all on there. Like, it just lists out everything that you need to know about your property.
Right.
So if you've never looked at your certificate of title, try to be a nerd and search it up, because there is some cool stuff in there then.
Yeah.
And that's what it's called. So it's not a deed, it's a certificate of title.
It goes way back.
It does.
That's good.
Chains of title, that's another thing that we have touched on briefly. A chain of title is different than a certificate of title, because what a chain of title does is gives you all the background, or all the transfers of hands of your property through deeds, quitclaim deeds, warranty deeds, all those different ways. So I just think it's a cool name, actually.
So what started that was the foreclosure world and the short sale world, where they wanted to make sure that the properties were not conveyed between family members or brother, sister, or mom, dad during these times of the foreclosures and such.
Right.
So they wanted to make sure that I did not just lose my house, but I deeded it to my wife, and now we are ultimately going to live there.
Right.
So the lenders were asking for these chains of titles to follow what happened. Tell me what happened in a short little snippet of
And then
history.
I think it happened after a short sale too. It became a big thing, because they banks wanted to make sure that the person who bought this property wasn't just selling it a half day later, or a day later. There's some what's that word I'm looking for?
Deed restrictions.
Yeah, thank you. Some deed restrictions that say no, you can't sell your house for 3 months, 6 months, a year.
Those were all implemented with the whole foreclosure world and how all that kind of transferred.
And now I can't think of the last time I closed a deal where a lender has not requested a chain of title.
Right.
So it just became kind of like a
that's a very common practice.
It is. It is very common. Should I keep going?
Well, I'll throw in one of mine while you're going to your next one.
You go for it. I'm ready.
When you guys go out and apply for a loan, something that you might hear is PITI, and that is your
PYT?
That's Pretty Young Thing by Michael Jackson, which is a great song. By the way, he's no longer with us. Moment of silence.
Didn't that happen
You have no idea. You've disregarded the moment of silence. How could you possibly do that, poor Michael? Forget
Michael.
Poor Michael.
I can moonwalk.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I pay homage every time I teach hip hop with my moonwalking.
PITI is principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. Those are things that your lender, terms that your lender may use when they are referring to your mortgage, the new mortgage. They want to know what is your current PITI. And that's just your principal, which is the amount of your loan, your interest, which is the if your interest rate is 3 or 4%, and what that yields in a dollar amount. Taxes, which your tax amounts are divided by a monthly payment, divided by the 12, and then insurance, which is your homeowner's insurance. All those are compiled into one payment, and that's what they look for. So that is also known as your PITI. So that is a piece of useless knowledge that you can hopefully use out in today's world sometime today.
Once you go out in the world again.
Yes, once we're able to go back out in the world today, use PITI. What else do you got over there?
My next two kind of talk about surveys. So what a survey is somebody comes to your house, a surveyor comes
They knock on your door and say, how many people live here, and
different kind of surveyor. So these are the guys that pound the stakes into your corners of your lot and measure your lot and see what's going on in your home. So usually
they don't care about what's going on in your home.
Not in, out. They are concerned with the out. So like if you have, building setback lines that are usually parts of PUDs or easements, which are, so what an easement does, that's one of my words, it's pretty much you don't have control over what happens in that part of your lot. So like if there's a public utility easement, like if those high tension wires, they'll put them on either usually a 5 or 10 foot public utility easement.
Between parcels.
Between parcels, yes. So that's one of my words, is an easement. Is there any?
Yeah, I mean you have utility easements.
Public utility and drainage.
Water easements.
Yeah.
It's pretty much anywhere that a utility is going to need to access their lines, their wires, their anything that they need to access for themselves. And if you look at a piece of land, you will see that it's a rectangle of some sort, and then they will depict where these easements are within the property, if they are. And a lot of people put fences in there, and they do different things because they're like, well, that's on my property. Well, I was
actually thinking my parents might have a 5-foot one because I randomly saw like a dude walking through there to get to the easement back, and I was like, okay, there's a random He's going to check a meter, hopefully.
Exactly.
He's hopefully not doing anything else.
Yeah, all the utilities typically have an easement for it. Absolutely.
And then encroachments. That's usually gets like bundled together with any encroachments in the easements. Encroachments are anything on your property that is going off of your property onto somebody else's property. I said property a lot of times. So like, say I have a fence that didn't exactly follow my lot line. If it comes off a smidgen onto my neighbors, they would call that a 0.5 foot encroachment of fence onto your neighbors.
Right.
And really, we don't really get concerned with encroachments, whether it's like a garage is built like 10 feet onto an easement,
that
or
we do.
Pools I've seen pools getting
decks.
built on easements, decks getting built on, and like that's the stuff that we have to raise on title because that's a potential claim for us.
Correct.
If we don't raise it, if we don't tell people about it. So.
Look at that, you get a little survey, a little knowledge in the survey world too.
Yeah, just a little something.
Oh, that's good. That's good. My next one is PMI. You might have heard this. This is different than PMA, positive mental attitude. This
and
is
PITI.
And different than PITI. This is PMI, private mortgage insurance. Again, another term that your lender may use and say, you guys are going to have to pay private mortgage insurance, and you're going to be like, what is that? I don't understand. There's a couple different things that trigger private mortgage insurance. One of them being the amount of equity that the house has. So the bank is taking a risk with you to issue that loan, and because of that risk, they want to be insured for it. They want to be covered in case there's a foreclosure issue. So once you can get rid of the PMI, once your house reaches the value of a 20% equity. So simple numbers, $100,000. Okay, if you borrow $85,000, you only have 15% equity. You have $15,000. Once you've paid down that $85,000 to $80,000, you can contact them. They're not going to contact you.
Of course.
You can contact them.
And then you have 20%?
To let them know that you want to refinance the house or you want to get rid of your PMI, and your monthly payment will go down. Okay? So if any of you folks are carrying PMI on your current mortgages right now, it'd be worthwhile to take a look at that to see what the value of the property is, what you owe on it, and see if you're at that 20%. And if you are, you can call and talk to your lender to potentially get that removed from your loan.
Cool. That's a
little
good
helpful
one.
tip. Yeah, helpful tip there. So there.
All right, my last one is unencumbered property.
Oh boy.
And so the reason some of these, when I first started working here, some of these words that people used to say, like they would talk about it like it was using the word the or a, like it just rolls off people's tongues, and I've been doing this for a while, like it's nothing. First time I heard unencumbered property, I was like, yeah. Then wait till somebody like walks out of the office and I'm like Googling what the heck does unencumbered property mean? It means that there is no liens, no claims, no anything outstanding on a house. So it's pretty much like saying you own something free and clear.
Right.
It's an unencumbered property.
Right.
And like I said, it's a different way of saying it. But like I said, it's one of those words that I hear a handful of times, so I was like, I freaking need to know what this means for real.
And that's true, because we've talked numerous times on the show about the antonym of that, which is the encumbrances. Liens and encumbrances, right? So the encumbrance is anything that is against the property, anything that is affecting the property. So unencumbered is something that is no longer on the property. So we've spoken the antonym of that a lot with our liens of encumbrance.
I guess the life goal on a house is to have an unencumbered property, right?
Exactly.
No mortgage, no judgments, no liens, no outstanding taxes.
Yeah.
So that's a fun little word. And like I said, I I probably come across new words once a week or something that I'm
It's
like,
a learning process.
what is this?
Yeah.
What is this? Tell me what this is.
There are a lot of terms in the industry that people, just can speak very clearly, and you may or may not know about them, and that's what we're trying to kind of bring some of these things to you guys. And I got, go ahead.
No, I was going to say those are a couple that I,
that
come
kind
across
of
with in my everyday kind of thing. So
I got I got two more here. One of them is escrow. You guys will probably hear the term escrow again with your lender. You may hear it as the title company, escrow. There are a couple different terms or different meanings for what escrow is. And the big meaning of escrow is it's an account ultimately that is set aside to hold your money for the lender. And the example I'm going to give is your tax escrow. Part of your monthly payment that you pay to the bank for your mortgage, they portion that out and say, okay, this goes towards the loan, this is the interest, this is the insurance, and this goes to the tax escrow. And they put that into an account, they hold that in that account, and then when your taxes come due twice a year, they pay it from that account. So an escrow account is literally just a holding account that is, kind of for you only, and the bank just deposits that money and pays from that money. That's why you get these notices on occasion when your taxes go up.
I was actually of course my question was coming.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't
continue.
think of it anyway. You'll get the proverbial notice from your bank and it says, hey, your tax escrow is short. What? How's that possible? I've been paying the same amount of money. Well, nothing you did. It's not your fault. It's that the taxes have increased. So now the amount that you're putting into that account is not enough to pay the mortgage. So they then adjust your monthly mortgage payment based on that escrow shortage. They give you those options. You can either pay a lump sum to get it to current. You can increase your mortgage payment by X amount of dollars a year now or a month now, etc.
I always suggest escrowing your taxes into your mortgage payment.
There's an argument out there that people feel that is very the people are very strong about that. It's like, I don't want the bank to have my money. And the bank is going to charge you 1/8 of a point more when you don't. Because again, they make interest on that money, right? So they're going to penalize you, the borrower, because you're going to pay your own taxes. My response to our clients and friends and family that we counsel constantly with this stuff is, if you're disciplined and you're organized financially, then go ahead and do it.
But if you're not, like, you get that $6,000, $8,000 bill and you're like, crap. And one comes out right before Christmas and one comes out right in the middle of summer. Well, you're in Cook County.
It is true. And that's where the reality lies is what's your financial discipline? Are you going to be able to get a bill in the mail that says I owe $6,200 today?
Be able to write a check
and be done, right? Versus part of that I've saved monthly for a period of time. The lender is going to take care of it. I don't
have to worry about it.
Set it and forget it. So it really is personal to you and how you budget your money and how you budget your time. So
yes.
And then the last one I have for our question and answer is MLS. Everybody's heard of the MLS. They've heard those letters referenced and they know, wow, what is the MLS? It's the biggest, largest compilation of information for realtors. It's literally
for realtors. Yes, that's who usually
uses it. It's the multiple listing service, and the letters and name really spell it out. I mean, multiple listings.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what that meant. I just knew people use it all the time. I knew realtors say MLS.
Yep, it's on the MLS. It's a multiple listing service, and it is utilized in the business to really put out there all the advertisement for these houses that are being listed, and so it's a big organization of listings. So that will now conclude our question and answer segment. We thank you for kind of helping us out with some of those things, and we hope you gained a little bit of knowledge from the fun things that we brought to you today. And there are so many terms in the business that we can just kind of bore you with, but these are things that we kind of sparked our attention a little bit, talked a little bit about that, and gave a little information about that. So we hope you guys have gotten some great info from this. We are so proud and thankful to be able to bring this to you guys each and every week and share some time with you guys. We appreciate our viewers. We appreciate the input that you guys give and sharing some time with us. We are so very blessed in so many ways, and we're thankful for all of it. And if you guys are wanting to use ITG, if you're selling a house, if you're buying a house, let your professionals know. Let your realtors know to write ITG, Inspired Title Group, in the contract that you want to go through Inspired Title Group. If you're buying a house, talk to your attorneys, talk to your professionals. I want to close my deal at Inspired Title Group because you
can do that. There are deal
Absolutely.
bifurcations that we are working with and doing. I think it's going to become more of a thing the more time progresses.
Yeah.
And
We're
stay
here.
tuned next week or in 2 weeks and find out what bifurcations are all about.
Yeah, we're here for you guys. So if you want to use Inspired Title Group, we would love to work with you guys. We're definitely a family-oriented, friendly organization that is all about the people and giving back. So, as always, if you guys have any questions, please email us, team@inspired-title.com. Somebody will get back to you quickly, whether it be Amy, myself, or somebody from the team. We are Indiana, Illinois. We've got a lot of connections and links to different professionals to help you guys out through the difficult times that you may be up against. So that's pretty much what I have.
I think that's great.
So enjoy your holiday season. Until next time, my name is Drew with Inspired Title.
And my name is Amy, also with Inspired Title.
Guys, remember, we are the title company that cares, and we may not be able to predict the future, but we know we can protect you from it. So until next time, guys, take care. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.